morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and whenever you're tuning in. Thank you, and welcome back to the Blue Collar Connoisseur Club podcast. Now, first of all, as we are nearly at that fantastic time of year, we would just like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you're from across the pond, a very happy holidays, and we do hope that you do enjoy spending a lot of time with your nearest and dearest. So, today's episode, as we are fast approaching Christmas, we have got some mulled wine. We all know the smell of mulled wine. We all love the smell of mulled wine, and it does really aerate through the house. So, today we do have a selection of mulled wines from Lidl, and we do have a couple of mulled wines from Aldi. So, where do we start? So, we'll start with probably the Lidl mulled wines. So, we do have a Baywood mulled wine. Now, this is a British made. This is British made with imported grape juice. So again, mulled wine will need to be served warm, not boiled. So you do want to heat these up eventually. Now Aldi and Lidl have produced some varying mulled wines. So you do have the standard mulled wine, which comes in a nice big bottle. This comes in about £4-5 a bottle. Lidl do one very similar. Now on this one here as well, we do have the 0% mulled wine, which comes in about £3 a bottle or so, which is good for your designated drivers. Now we also have a gingerbread inspired flavoured mulled wine. Now this one comes in obviously a sweet rating of 5% volume, 3.8 units per 75 cl bottle, which is 75 cl bottle, which is 0.6 units per glass. So this is a fruity mulled wine with warming flavours of traditional spices and baked ginger. Which is that one. Then we go on to the Lidl mulled wines. Again, very similar priced as well. Now with the Lidl ones, obviously this one is just the standard mulled wine. This comes in at 5%, which again 0.6 units per glass, 3.8 units per bottle. Now with obviously the difference between the Lidl and the Aldi ones is Aldi, they give you a bit more of a description on the back label for the different types of wine, which they do on their standard range as well. And then we have the Clementine, nice orange flavour. This again comes in 0.6 units, 3.8 units per bottle, and 5% volume, which is kind of the standard range that these two stores are doing this year. And then obviously with the standard mulled wine, this is an 8%, slightly more than the full-bodied red, soft, fruity, warming with cinnamon, cloves, and citrus. So again, on the back label, with the small description that this one gives you, it says, "Warm up this winter with this wonderfully festive classic. Dark and full-bodied, it has a variety, soft texture with fruity flavours, cinnamon, clove spice, and citrus notes. Some warming, but do not boil, and garnish with an orange slice and cinnamon stick." Now, it is quite easy to make your own mulled wine. I did do it last year, and it was a bit of a hit. So if I get time, I will do it again this year. But again, that is time dependent. So what we will do now is, I think we will have a wee look at the history of mulled wine, give you a wee insight into where mulled wine comes from. So what we'll do, we'll hit a wee cut screen. So again, on YouTube, give us a like, give us a share, and obviously subscribe to the channel just while we're hitting this wee cut screen. And welcome back. So, thanks for liking and subscribing to the channel. It does all make a difference. Now, mulled wine, a history of mulled wine. This is a brief history. Obviously, we bit help from AI because we're not all geniuses. So, mulled wine itself. Now, this dates back to ancient Rome in the 2nd century, when Romans heated wine with spices to preserve it and stay warm as they spread across Europe, becoming a winter staple with regional variations like Gulvin in Germany or Glögg in Scandinavia. It was seen as medicinal in the Middle Ages. It grew in popularity with spice trade in the 13th century and became strongly linked to Christmas in Victorian England. Popularised by Dickens, evolving into the festive spice drink we know today. So in the 2nd century, with its Roman origins, Romans heated wine with spices like pepper, ginger, and bay leaves, calling it a conditium paradoxum, or surprise spiced wine. This spread with Roman legions across Europe, introducing warmed spiced wine to new climates. Now, as we move forward to the medieval and Renaissance popularity between the 13th and 17th century, the spice trade, the booming spice trade in places like Lattes, France, made spices more accessible, increasing mulled wine's appeal. With its medicinal use, it was believed to have healing properties and was used as a tonic. Early recipes in England's first recorded recipe was in 1390. The cookbook, The Form of Curry, was the first issue to describe a mulled wine in England. Now, mulling. The term mulled, meaning to heat, sweeten, or flavour. This emerged with recipes appearing in the 16th century English cookbooks. Now, we will move slightly further forward to the Victorian era and its Christmas connection. Dickens influenced a Christmas. Dickens, with his influence and his fabled Christmas story, A Christmas Carol, in 1843, featured Smoking Bishop, a mulled wine variation, solidifying its association with Christmas. Festive traditions. It transformed from a health drink into an integral part of winter holiday celebrations across England. And up to our modern day. Today, it is a beloved winter drink. No matter what Christmas market, anywhere in the world that you will go to, there will be some sort of mulled wine of different variations, and possibly some mulled ciders as well, as these seem to be becoming a bit more popular. Again, Aldi and Lidl both offering some mulled ciders as well, which again gives, if you're not a great lover of wine, then it just gives you that wee bit extra scope for trying something different. But again, we are concentrating on our mulled wines. So we did recently have a small trip to the Edinburgh Christmas market. Now, one glass of mulled wine, which was very delicious, came in about £6.50 per small cup. Comparing that to the bottles, which again are about £5 a bottle, It is quite pricey, but again, it's the smell of mulled wine round these markets. And also, it's the flavours and the taste. When it's cold, you're out and about and you're enjoying the festivities, if that is your sort of thing. If not, again, like I say, the mulled wine, it just gives that nice aroma around the house as you are gently heating these up. So now we will go on to another cut screen. So again, if you did not before, just hit a small subscribe on the channel and it is much appreciated. You can also check out our TikToks and our Instagram. Again, same name, same logo as the YouTube channel. Right guys, so we are going to be making our own mulled wine for our cocktail corner. Not really a cocktail, but this will do. So we are going to start off with a Chilean Malbec, and we do have our spices to go into the mulled wine. So what we're going to do first is we're going to crack open the Malbec, we're going to gently heat it on the stove, and then we're going to add the spices. So let's walk through what we're going to do. So we'll take our Malbec. Obviously, any red wine will do. I just enjoy a nice Malbec. So this is a Chilean Malbec, which is about 11%. So we'll just fire that in the pot, just like that. Make sure that we've got a good few glasses worth. And what we're just going to do is we're just going to pop that on to a low heat, because we don't want to actually boil the wine, we just want to warm it up nice and gently. So first things first, we will throw in a couple of cinnamon sticks. So we'll just pop those in, just let them simmer away. And with the cinnamon sticks, we will then add in some nutmeg and a couple of balls of nutmeg. And then in with all of that, we will then add in a couple of cloves of star anise, once I can actually get it out the jar. So in we go with the star anise. And last but not least, we will put in a nice general helping of cloves, which always comes in very well with the garnish of the oranges. Now, like I say, we're not looking to boil the wine, we're just looking to gently heat it up. So we'll just give that a good wee mix, just to make sure that it is going to go right through the full pot. And then while that's boiling up, while that's heating up, we will then carry on and go and sort out our garnish. Right guys, so we've fast forwarded a wee bit, just so you're not staring at a pot warming up. So we're about halfway through heating up our mulled wine. It does smell absolutely amazing. Last thing we're going to do is just add in a couple of teaspoons of honey, just for a wee bit of sweetness and to add to the depth of flavour. And then we'll just give that a wee couple of seconds just to heat through. and give it a good stir. Again, just to sweeten everything up. The spices can get quite overpowering, which is obviously quite standard for mulled wine. That's why I quite like to add a wee bit of honey to it, just to make it a wee bit more palatable. And what we'll do is, again, we're just going to skip forward a wee bit in time, and we'll do the straining, and we will then start dishing it up. Right, so for the next part, what I find is easier is just get a bowl with your fine strainer, and just literally just pour everything through the strainer, just so it catches all the bits and pieces, and clearly put half it all over the bunker, which will be fun to clean up. Now all of this does is just makes life just that wee bit easier just for dishing up. So again, what I've done is just got a paper plate just to catch any spillages, which I should have actually put underneath the bowl at the same time, but I didn't. Number one. We'll just quickly do 2 glasses at the same time. There we go. So now, the reason I got 2 glasses is we do have 2 cinnamon sticks. So we'll just pop them in there as well. And last but not least, we will then just pop a nice bit of garnish on there. And same again with number 2. And that, everyone, is a nice homemade mulled wine. Right guys, that was a wee quick way of making some homemade mulled wine in the house. Like I say, it now actually smells amazing in here, just with all the spices and herbs. So thanks very much for watching, and we will take you back to your main programme. Cheers. Right guys, that's us now at the end of our Christmas edition of the Blue Collar Connoisseur Club podcast. We do hope you have enjoyed it, and we thank you for coming back and watching our latest episode. You can catch up with our previous episodes by simply clicking on the profile, and you can see all our different episodes as well. We are looking to bring you a lot more episodes in the coming year. We do have a few plans, and we are looking to, again, get out and about and do some new things and bring you along with us for the ride. So again, thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Be safe. Always remember to follow any drink drive regulations and laws within your state, province or country. It's a difficult time of year for everybody. So again, let's just try and stay safe, and we will see you all in the new year. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you back in 2026.